Okay. I talked about my crazy ex-boyfriend in a previous video, but I mean, for the first few months after we broke up, I became a lot closer with my best friend that I talked about in not the very first video, but the very first, entry. I got a lot closer with him again because, I mean, naturally, he was helping me through the whole thing, and, I said that we had kind of been pretty distant at that point, and at that point is also whenever we both started being able to have a mutual schedule again, so we started talking a lot more. But then, just a few months later, I got back in touch with a really, really old friend I got back in touch with him because me and my best friend and that other really old friend all met at the same time, and my best friend still had contact with that old friend, so that's how I got back in touch. And the thing is, when me and that old friend first met, we actually dated for 2 months. We jumped into it way quicker than we should have. And we very quickly realized we were not a good fit for each other. And we were still friends after that. But the reason that this video is called Lovesick is because ever since I got back in touch with him, it's like, I'm not ever since, but whenever I did, I kind of had that feeling again. I kind of felt like I wanted to be with him again, which felt really wrong to me, considering I had just come out of a 2-year relationship, 3 months ago. And I was pretty sure it was mainly because I was just, depressed over the whole situation that I was wanting to be with him. But I don't know. It was, either way, it was just, it was hard. Because the problem with that is that, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but, outside of my best friend, I have one other friend who's Christian, and it's him. And he is openly bisexual. The way that works, of course, with the Christianity and being gay, is, he basically, since, I don't know if this is actually how it works. I probably should, considering I used to be a Christian, but I don't know. I don't know if this is actually how it works, but at least by his interpretation of everything, he doesn't personally think so, in his mind, but according to the religion, apparently trans people just aren't valid. So that technically gives him an out to date trans men if he wants to. That's the way it works. Whenever me and him had first met, I don't know if he thought I was a cis girl or a trans guy, but either way, I'm basically off limits to him. Yeah, I'm basically off limits to him. So that, really sucks. That really, really sucks. And this is, a really icky story. He had an ex-boyfriend who was a trans guy, obviously. He can't date a cis guy. But he had an ex-boyfriend that did some really bad stuff, and kind of abandoned everyone after all that bad stuff really, after he opened up about all the bad stuff that he had done to him. As in, after my old friend opened up about all the bad stuff that his ex-boyfriend did to him. That's what I meant. But he changed a lot. He changed, a lot. And he's a pretty good person now. Another old friend that I had never really lost contact with, we basically just had each other added on Discord and just never talked. But she made a group chat, and she added him in it. And then he went out of his way to apologize to, like, basically everyone, because he hated me for no real reason, and he did a lot of other bad stuff. But he doesn't even know if he can face my other friend in the face again, just because of how bad he hurt him in the relationship. So yeah. That's kind of where that stands as of right now. But the reason that I mentioned that is because I kind of convinced myself out of having a crush on that old friend that I couldn't be with. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure, like, one of the main driving factors, actually, yeah, no, because I kind of blocked the whole situation out of my memory. One of the main driving factors as to why we broke up, like, 2 months after we met, and we got together immediately, is because he looked into it and, like, because, he was Christian at the time, and still is, but I'm pretty sure that's whenever he learned I was a trans girl. And I remember him being, like, looking into that a lot, like, I know trans people aren't valid by the religion, but I still love this woman. And he was basically trying to see if there was any out that would let him date a trans girl. And then the only thing that would be off limits is a cis guy, but there really wasn't any out. So we had to, that was one of the main driving forces as to why we broke up. Why did I even mention that? I don't remember. Either way, like 3 months after I got myself out of that, like, mindset of I can't be with him, is, that's a, well, no, it took about 3 months for me to get out of that mindset. This was about in February, whenever, like, his ex-boyfriend got in contact with all of us, and we, apologized to everyone. This video is all over the place, I'm sorry. I hope you can follow along. But we started talking a lot, because we were both, like, the only trans person we personally knew that we were on good terms with. We both knew another trans girl who was not good. Yeah. But, just only for, like, a couple weeks, I started thinking about being with him. But he's a completely homosexual guy. So, once again, thinking about being someone I can't be with. And then there was this random girl in my class. She was openly a lesbian. But the problem is, it's very dangerous to be openly trans where I live. And I really liked her a lot. So there was nothing really stopping us from being together, but I couldn't be openly trans. I couldn't really admit to her, that I liked her and I was trans. Yeah. And of course, about to be out of school, so I'm very close to never seeing her again. Either way, out of that mindset with her too. But yeah, so I constantly keep, it's like ever since I broke up, I've been in like that limbo state of I want to be in a relationship, but then every single, like there have been 3 people I've found, 2 out of the 3 I literally can't be with, and the third it was just not a good situation. Yeah, it just makes me, I'm lovesick at the end of the day. I don't yearn for love. I'm not in that sense lovesick. I'm lovesick as in I keep on crushing on people that I can't be with. And it hurts a lot. And I mean, I can't really stop it. I don't know how to stop it. I don't know how to not crush on random people. And the thing is, I've never had crushes that quickly in succession to one another. So I know it's got to be influenced by the fact that I was in a relationship for 2 years and now I'm not. I know it has to be. Because I rarely ever crushed on someone before. But, yeah. That's my situation. There's someone that I'm pretty sure is into me that, I have nothing stopping me from being with, but I'm not sure. It's just not a good situation either, and I'm not even sure if I would want to be with him, so, yeah. But that's about all. Subscribe if you like listening to me yap. Yeah, that's about it, I guess.